Peace and Black Power family. This is Jay Arundel. I am your revolutionary, unapologetically Black African host right here at flynubianqueen.com, the network for melanated women like you. Y'all hear that noise? I'm at the Supreme Court right now. I'm gonna turn this way. You can see all these Black folk lined up and demonstrating for this Comcast, the breakup of Comcast and this Byron Allen case. It's been making a really, really big deal. I'm going to cover some of the details about, what both sides will be arguing. But I really came out here to capture the protest, to talk to people and see what folks are saying. I'm seeing T-shirts with a lot of hashtag ADOS. A lot of ADOS hashtags on these T-shirts. I know Byron Allen was out here a few minutes ago and did a press conference. You all can see that on the news, and I may share some other live stream that captured that on my personal page on Facebook. If you can, make sure you share this video and like this video. I want you all to see what's in front of me, which is... This is the U.S. Supreme Court. These are Black folk who are out here lined up since 7 o'clock this morning or earlier, and people who are out here demonstrating for the breakup of Comcast and in support of Byron Allen. And people are saying that a lot of these civil rights laws that have been on the books are being threatened right now. So I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit. How you doing? Peace of Black Power, brother.
Black Power, Black Power.
How you doing? You live right now.
Jade Arundel, my cool Black Power Queen.
That's right. You live right
Black
now.
Power, Jade.
Tell them who you are.
Fly New Orleans Camp, Hassan Shabazz, New Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We out here at the U.S. Supreme Court for the Byron Allen Comcast case. Byron stood out here for about 30 minutes, fam. He was strong. He waved at us. He spoke to the media for about maybe 20 minutes. He was out here. ADOS is out here. Black Power. We out here strong. Black Power.
All right, Black Power. That's right. So y'all see, not that... Just see my folks. I love seeing my people everywhere I go. It's so beautiful. Take a moment to share this broadcast and like this video. Share this video. And I'm going to give y'all some more footage of what's going on right here, okay? Break them up. 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 Way too large. Way too big. Way too large. Way too big. Break them up. 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 Way too big. I see you. How you doing? I'm one of Fly Nubian Queen. You can say hi.
Break them up. 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 Break them up.
Can you explain the hashtag Not My Harriet?
Not My Harriet. Basically, the hashtag is all about the movie, Harriet Tubman's movie, that basically messed up the real true story of Harriet Tubman.
Right. And why is that a problem with Comcast?
That's a problem with Comcast because Comcast is the one that basically they're one of the subsidiary companies that actually did the movie. They're part of the subsidiary company that actually did the movie. So we're protesting the movie. We didn't watch the movie, and that's not our Harriet.
Right, that's not our Harriet. I didn't watch the movie either. Yes, I love your sign. Did you make it?
No, I didn't make it.
Okay, cool. It's good to see you again. Huh?
You said what?
I said it's good to see you again. So you on Fly Nubian Queen? You want to shout them out?
We live?
Yes, we live.
Hey.
Okay, cool. Yes. And how long you been outside?
I've been here since 7:30 this morning.
Okay. All right. So I know you cold. I wish I would have bought you some tea if I would have known you was out here.
You know what? I did go to. I went to Starbucks.
Okay.
I got some hot chocolate.
About how many people were out here at 7 o'clock?
It was about 10 of us.
About 10.
Yeah, about 10 of us. But they were here before me.
Okay.
I got here at 7:30. I was with 10 to 11 persons.
Okay.
I don't know what time they got.
You going inside?
I'm not going to go inside.
Okay.
You going inside?
Maybe if I can get in this line. This line is wrapped around the
A lot of people are going to go over for that, but I don't know. But
right.
Yep.
Okay.
So out here.
All right, thank you. I'm going to capture these sisters right here.
It's something that we love. Of course we love it. We built it. So we want to make sure that our rights do not get trampled upon by anyone that's coming in so large that they can afford to just outpace us with coming in supporting our own rights. Because Comcast is huge, it's massive, and they have over $70 billion of advertising to spend, and less than $5 million is spent with black-owned, not black-directed, but black-owned media. So that's not even a crumb. If you know your numbers, if you know mathematics, out of a $70 billion advertising annual budget, you're talking less than, you're talking a crumb. We get nothing, okay? And I'm not talking about black targeted media, I'm talking about black owned media.
What's the difference?
Thank you, brother. We're 40% of the customer base, and we get crumbs.
How y'all doing? Peace and Black Power.
Crumbs.
How you doing? Okay. Good. How long you been outside today?
Maybe about 7-ish.
Okay. All right. So you going inside?
No, I'm here repping for the tribe.
Okay. And what about this case? What about this case is important that the people need to know about? We live streaming right now.
1866 Civil Rights Act. I gave some copies right down there, but the act gives us the right to enter into contracts, to do business, to sue, things like that. Right after the Civil War, white supremacists didn't want to do business with us. They felt like we were inferior, so that's why they passed the 1866 Civil Rights Act.
Okay.
And I urge people not only to look at the primary source document, also look at President Andrew Johnson's response to the Civil Rights Act.
Okay.
And after you do that, when you look at the language, and he uses the language that our people were inferior, that's why they didn't feel like they had to enter into contracts with us. You understand why the law was so necessary.
Right.
Okay?
Cool. I see the Maryland flag, but I hear the Baltimore accent.
I'm from ADUS Baltimore.
Okay.
We got ADUS DMV down here.
Okay.
ADUS New York, ADUS Philly.
So different chapters of ADOS came out to organize around this
We
issue.
are one tribe, and we are on one accord right now. And that accord is we are protecting our civil rights.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much. You know, I mean, my family goes back on all sides to the killing fields of American slavery in this country. So we got to represent our ethnic group.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, y'all have a blessed one. Thanks for all that you all do.
How you doing?
Okay. Yes.
How you doing?
Support Byron Allen. Support Black Power, the Black Agenda. Support the Black Agenda. Support Black Power. Support Byron Allen. Support Yvette Carnell. Support Antonio Brown. Support ADOS. Antonio Moore. Antonio Moore.
Awesome.
Our young warrior, Gina Charles. We with you, brother. Stay on cold. That's it. Stay on cold.
All right, peace and Black Power family.
Black Power, Black Power.
Peace and Black Power family. This is Jay Arundel. If you're just tuning in, I'm your revolutionary, unapologetically Black African host right here at FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women and some brothers like you. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, I'm right here in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. You see it behind me. I also see a rainbow of all of these beautiful black folk. Black folk came out really, really strong and very enthusiastic. If you're not in D.C. right now or in the East Coast, right now in D.C., last I checked, the weather is like 24 degrees. It was 24 degrees this morning when I woke up. Okay, so some folks have been out here since like 7 a.m., and it's probably going on like 10 o'clock right now if it's not after 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's cold out here. All these black folks are out supporting Byron Allen and, you know, hoping for the breakup of Comcast. If you all have not heard about that, this is a landmark case. I saw a sign also, a hashtag that said hashtag not my Harriet. People are criticizing some of the propaganda coming out of Comcast. But I know that there's like so many different sides of this story in this case. When I go back on later, once I'm in like a more stable location, I'll get into some of the details of the case. But Byron.
Representative Russ, break up Comcast.
Okay, thank you so much, Representative Russ of Illinois. Okay, got it. So I just got some information, so I'll definitely read this. Thank you. But what I'm saying is, it seems as though, Comcast is like a huge cable company that controls so much of media. I am always criticizing some of those images, those negative portrayals of black people, especially black men and black women coming out of mainstream media. I know our brother Byron Allen was out here earlier. He's become the subject, within this case. He's suing them. And then it seems as though Comcast and the folks that he's suing are trying to use or undermine some civil rights bills that have been put into place. So this is a document I was just handed, and I'm going to read it. It's from the Congress of the United States, House of Representatives, 1st District, Illinois, Bobby L. Rush, Committee of Energy and Commerce. Before I read this document to you all and give you an overall perspective of what's being argued, I want you all to take a moment to share this video and like this video. Make sure you subscribe to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. That's our YouTube channel. Our videos from Facebook are also uploaded over there. Make sure you text the word Queens to 31996. That's Queens to 31996. Clearly, I'm out here because I want to be where my people are, and I want to be in a conversation in terms of us, protecting our rights, also getting tangibles for the black community, but also to cover it from a black perspective, right? So there are multiple things happening. I have an opinion about what's going on, and maybe I'll get there later, but right now I want to give you all an inside look of what's going on. So if you want to keep up with me, Jade Arundel, make sure you go over to our Facebook page at FlyNubianQueen.com on Facebook, and FlyNubianQueenTV.com, and also visit our shop at shopfnq.com. Okay, woo, my hands is cold. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this way, get the Supreme Court in the background, and I'm gonna read this document to y'all. Mr. Brian Roberts, Chief Executive Officer. Dear Mr. Roberts, I'm dismayed that Comcast is attempting to undo the United States' oldest civil rights statute, the Civil Rights Act of 1866, hereafter the Act, and is specifically Section 1 as updated at 42 U.S.C. 1981, which has been the bedrock civil rights law for more than 150 years, by asserting that a person who was denied the right to a contract must prove that race was, but for the cause of such denial, an impossible standard to meet. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 guarantees all persons, regardless of race, an equal right to make and enforce contracts. In pursuing this case to the Supreme Court of the United States, hereafter Supreme Court, Comcast is putting corporate profits ahead of public interest and is employing a scorched earth policy to defend a corporate business decision. Okay? It is well established in canons of law that the intent of the authors of the act was to protect free slaves from the actions of those determined to harm them. Sadly, some 150 years later, there remain strong elements of oppression committed to excluding African Americans from the bounty of the U.S. economy. By most every measure, the need to fight against active discrimination is obvious and ongoing. Okay, as I write this letter, I am moved by the fact that Senator Lehman Trumbull from my home state of Illinois was the lead sponsor of this act. At a time when it is desperately needed, he stepped forward and provided aid to the oppressed. As he eloquently and succinctly stated, Congress is bound to see that freedom is in fact secured in every person throughout the land. We must be fully protected in all his rights of person and property. Senator Trumbull understood the vicious hatred and racism expressed towards newly freed black men and women as evidenced by the black codes and lynchings of that era. He and the members of the 39th Congress knew legal protections were absolutely vital. Therefore, they enacted this landmark legislation in spite of a veto by President Andrew Johnson, who shamelessly and cowardly called them traitors. Carrying on in this strong tradition, I have reinvigorated the fight against lynching by introducing legislation and am lending my voice to defend the Civil Rights Act of 1866. This letter goes on. I'm going to read it. Make sure you take a moment to hit the like button. If you're on watching this on YouTube, hit that the like button and the notification bell. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button and the share button, please. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. This is a letter by Representative Bobby L. Rush of the state of Illinois in Congress. Okay, 2 more paragraphs. Comcast has enjoyed the largesse as the cable industry in general of the African American and other minority communities, and has reached such prominence that it now disregards these communities with a cold, callous corporate insensitivity that is stultifying, arrogant, harmful, and intensely painful. This is further made clear by the fact that it would seek to weaken the protections of the act to merely prevail in a lawsuit. Furthermore, it is not lost on me that Comcast is joined in this effort by the Trump Justice Department, who for the first 3 years has systematically and consistently worked against the rights of minority communities, and has now joined in making the argument to undermine the act before the Supreme Court. Right? I'm standing right here at the Supreme Court. All right. And finally, Comcast's actions today call into questions why it signs memoranda of understanding, hereafter memoranda on diversity with the Asian American Justice Center, East-West Players Hispanic Association and Corporate Responsibility, Japanese American Citizens League, Media Action Network, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, National Action Network, National Hispanic Leadership Agenda, National Hispanic Media Coalition, National Urban League, and the Organization of Chinese Americans. Further, we must note that these memoranda were instrumental in securing the support of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus, and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus for its acquisition of NBC Universal. The contradictory nature of its legal argument leads me to believe that these memoranda were signed merely for political expediency. Interesting. It is evident to me, and it says Representative Bobby L. Rush of Illinois, it is evident to me that with this demonstration of corporate greed, Comcast has fortified and repudiated its claim to be an inclusive company that is a friend of the Black community, and this betrayal has shown itself to be an enemy of minority communities. Furthermore, Comcast's decision to ignore the memoranda illustrates a careless disregard of minority communities and their interests. Simply put, it is my belief that Comcast Corporation needs to be broken up. Okay? Signed, Representative Bobby L. Rush, Member of Congress, Illinois. All right, so that's what's going on. Okay, that's what's going on. I will take a photo of this and post it there. I got to talk to quite a few Black folk. It seems that these local chapters of ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, have actually organized, and they came out, right? So there was, they named a couple chapters. I think that there was Baltimore, definitely DC. You know, I'm a lot of different places, so I recognize a lot of our people who are part of different organizations or have supported various events that I take part in. And then also people follow us on FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women like you. So yes, that's what's going on. Really quickly before I leave, I've heard a lot of different things. I am aware of Byron Allen's partnership or work or affiliations with the Sinclair Group, who is heavily Trump supporting. Hey, peace and Black Power, how are you? And that is very, very concerning. There seems to be a lot of, you know, support for Black folks. Like, clearly we want to protect our civil rights, but I'm wondering if this issue with Comcast that Byron Allen is having is exploiting in any way the Black vote, or the you know, preying heavily on the emotions of Black people, because like Black people are like, oh my God, like I've literally heard people say on social media and also in real life that like, OMG, if Byron Allen doesn't win this case, and if, you know, this goes through, then we're going to get put back into slavery, right? And so there's a lot of fear-mongering there. I don't like that level of fear-mongering, and especially when fear-mongering is taking place to get folks, black people, to vote Democratic, Republican, or in any way. So these are the things that we need to be critical about and keep our eye on, especially if folks are playing both sides of the fence in terms of Democrats and Republicans, you know, when it's convenient. So that is a problem. So I wanted to make sure I bring that up.
For the full seating for the first case, this is now the 3 to 5 minute line.
All right.
If you want to take your chance with the second case, you can get on the line over on the left-hand side. Okay?
How many seats are in the 3 to 5 minutes?
We just cycle them in and out, so we try to get as many people in as possible.
Okay, cool. So I'm getting in this line so I can actually get into the courtroom today. So all of that is going on. I have questions. I have concerns. I am a critical thinker. I am not here to tell y'all how to think, where to vote, how to vote, what to do, or any of that. I just want to bring you real-time information and also perspectives from black folk whose voices are clearly not heard or part of the public lexicon in terms of you know, mainstream news media. So we want to, you know, I wanted to show you all what's really going on out here in these streets, in these Supreme Court streets. So if you could just so kindly make sure you like this video and share this video. I want to see the comments. I want to see y'all comments. I'm pretty good about liking and looking at comments and responding to them. I should have some time on my hands. Today I have my extra charger, so I don't have to worry about losing battery. So let's see what y'all are talking about. Is this business deal benefiting black folks? That's what I want to know. If this is about Byron Allen getting a bag, then you know, there's a lot of cold people out here today who've been outside from 7 o'clock in the morning, right? And there are a lot of, you know, chapters of the organization hashtag ADOS out here. And just to, you know, to clarify, I am not a member of any chapter of a political movement of ADOS. My ethnic group is, you know, Foundational Black Americans. You know, I am a descendant of enslaved Africans in America on all sides of my family tree. That is my ethnic group. However, my politics are mine, and in terms of organizing, like, you know, I'm just really learning about some of the ADOS chapters. And I'm sure they're out, you know, doing good work. I'm not disparaging anyone, but, you know, I'm not a part of that. I wanted to make sure I set that straight, because okay, 3 to 5 minute line. So sorry, the Capitol Police is down here talking to people. So I'm also seeing what y'all are talking about. Thank you. No one else is reporting about this. Make sure y'all please share this video. I want black folks to see black folks out here, you know, grassroots reporting, really keeping it all the way real. We're trying to keep something real. I don't know. Share some information. Share our perspectives. If y'all just tuning in, go back to the beginning. I talked to quite a couple people that were like, "Hey, Jay." When I walked up, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see y'all." Because, you know, I do a lot of different work. And it's nice when I see folks who are really out here advocating for us, who are consistent with whatever time that they have, whatever they can be doing. All right. Thanks so much for sharing, Laura. I love the way you think, sister. Please keep us informed. Pray for your safety and strength. Thank you so much, Pamela. I really appreciate that.
For the second case, but there's no guarantees about it. And that line is all on the other side of this. Meaning you'll go into court and watch it for 3 to 5 minutes. Right.
So some folks who got here like mad early, we're in, so there's 2 separate lines happening. So the first seating is that people got general seating that will be in there for the whole time, and then I am in a line to circle in and out of the courtroom for 3 to 5 minutes at a time, just to kind of see what's going on. I did not plan to be in the, you know, in the courtroom to really watch the entire case today, although I mean that could have been a bonus, but I really came to capture, you know, the folks who are out here and to really interview them and talk to them. So I'm more so interested about capturing what happens at the end of the court case, because you know the facts and the details of the case will be coming out, but I'll at least get to go in for a few minutes, observe some body language, see what's going on. But after the fact, I want to see what the ruling is going to be, how this hearing is going to turn out, and also how our people are reacting to this, and like what implications this really does have on how case, how is this going to help our people? Because right now people are afraid that we're going to get put back into slavery if he loses this case, because all of these civil rights laws are going to be reversed. So we shall see. All right. I'm going to end this broadcast for now and make sure I come back. I want to make sure I do a little bit more research and bring some more facts in and get my questions together for when I talk to our folks. The next time I come back on, it will be like after I go in and observe like the courtroom. So I'll let you all know what that looks like. If you all haven't been to the Supreme Court or like courts in general, I pray that we stay out of court in general, but you can't record, you can't videotape, you can't talk, it's very, very serious in courts in general. Peace to my sister queen, Ronique. She says, telling ancestors to cover my fellow queen. Thank you so much. And if y'all haven't seen our sister Ronique West on Fly Nubian Queen, make sure you all go and tune into her content. She's a businesswoman extraordinaire, and she plays no games, and she actually lit a panel up on fire at the All Black National Convention. So I'm saying that you can't record in the courts in general, but the Supreme Court, of course, is really, really strict. There's Secret Service all around, so like there is no talking. You cannot use your phone or do any of those things. So after I go in and make some observations for a little bit, I will come back out and I will share that with you all. And then once this is over, I will be interviewing some black folks to see what their reactions were to the court case, and hopefully I'll get some shots and some sound bites from Byron Allen. Okay, so I will be back in an hour or two, maybe sooner. This broadcast is ending, but so is racism, global racism, and white supremacy. We will trample this beast through fortitude, preparedness, and collectivism. Okay, and I want y'all to always remember that they stole us, they sold us, so they owe us. And I'm here to get my tangibles and to collect, right? Cut the check. All right, so until next time, family, peace and black power.